In an era coming out of COVID, we might be trying to remember the promises we made to ourselves about when we came back to work. I'm not going to strain myself anymore. I will stick to my new boundaries. I will put my mental health first over my job. I will pursue my passions even at the expense of money. How's that going? Are you listening to the version of you that was rested? The version that had a different perspective on the importance of what you do? That person who was just in survival mode, but who also had the best idea of what you truly needed to get through the day? Are you prioritizing the self-care you developed in lockdown? The thing that got you out of bed at some point during the day? That passion project that got you interested in living life again? Lockdown helped me find some hard-won clarity. If you haven't tried yoga and meditation, I highly recommend it. My clarity expanded when I was forced to be alone and face the monster in my head. The monster told me I was failing if I wasn't active, productive, making money, moving forward, getting better, busy, reaching societal benchmarks. It had always said that. But in lockdown, there was no feeding it with accolades, diplomas, or promotions. It was just me. And I wasn't good enough. So my self-worth was tied up in my productivity. When I wasn't allowed to work and do what I loved doing, what was my value? How do I determine if I'm still attached to that community if I wasn't working for it? What happens to you when you are separated from what and who you love? You wither, and you learn just how far you can go. And you have made it this far. You came through the hardest side. Your community was still there for you. But even more importantly, you discovered just how big it was. Either smaller or bigger than you thought. Either is okay. But my circle is now more committed than it ever was because those of us who remained and returned are more dedicated than ever. But now I've fallen into some of my old traps. I love feeling needed and asked to work. I love opening up free days as an opportunity to earn resources for my family. Those things brought me great success. They are proven to help me succeed. But they are also proven to take me lower than anyone should have to go. I promised that scared soul some refuge. I promised her that we would make everything all right for the first time ever and untangle her value from her output. Separate her from the worker bee and create a life that allows time for failure and loss so that she can evolve and become the person she was meant to be. So on productivity, I say be ruthless. Be ruthless against it bleeding into dinner time, winding around and burying your passions. Take no prisoners. Allow not 1 minute to slip from your grasp that doesn't benefit you or the ones and things you care to share it with. The sweetness of a to-do list completed is sour in comparison to an afternoon where the clock wasn't watched, but the board game was. Or the book that takes you from sunshine to dusk at breakneck speed. There is but one life we remember. I will not be fooled into thinking that if it doesn't include a list well accomplished, that it was worthless. I was born because I was worth it. I live because I'm worth it. And I will have lived a full life of curiosity and exploration because I am worth it, just as I am.